Right now, there is a professional relationship class being offered that usually costs $2,000, and it is available entirely for free. But you won't find this on a typical promotional site. This is actually a university-backed research study analyzing romantic relationships. Starting in October 2026, researchers are testing the effectiveness of two specific approaches: emotionally focused therapy and neurodramatic play. To get access to these professional tools without paying out of pocket, you have to trade a substantial amount of your time and fit a very strict demographic profile. The researchers need reliable, disciplined couples to provide clean data, and in return, they cover the full cost of the coaching. This chart maps out how we typically evaluate relationship investments. We weigh the financial cost on the vertical axis against the evidence-based quality on the horizontal axis. Standard dating workshops or informal advice sit down here. They are highly accessible and cheap, but they lack proven psychological frameworks. On the other end, professional, out-of-pocket private couples therapy is highly effective, but the cost places it out of reach for many young couples. This specific study drops right into the bottom right quadrant. You get the evidence-based quality at zero financial cost. But there is a catch. The financial cost is zero because it is offset by a very high time cost. The strict behavioral and scheduling requirements mean this is an exclusive opportunity. You have to actively qualify to claim a spot. The baseline criteria act as a strict filter. You both must be Malaysian citizens between 20 and 35 years old, and you need to live in the Klang Valley. This is a practical requirement. The researchers need both partners to be locally available to attend in-person facilitation sessions regularly. You also need a baseline history together. You have to be in a relationship for at least 3 months and actively preparing for marriage or a long-term commitment. Practically, this means long-distance couples, older demographics, or people who just started casually dating are entirely excluded from this cohort. These strict boundaries ensure the university researchers are comparing standardized data from couples navigating the exact same life stage. If you clear the demographic filter, you face the time commitment. This is an 8-week program requiring 1 2-hour session every single week. Finding a dedicated 2-hour block means actively trying to align 2 busy adult schedules for 2 solid months. And you cannot flake. The study demands a minimum 80% attendance rate. Missing just 2 classes puts your spot in the program at risk and compromises the integrity of the university's data. You have to approach this with the discipline of a graded university course. It is a structured commitment, not a drop-air weekend workshop. The researchers are also clear about who this is for. The goal is to strengthen an already functioning relationship, which is why there is a strict list of who is not suitable. If your relationship is highly distressed, deteriorating, or you are seeking repairs for major ongoing conflicts, you should not apply. The researchers also strictly exclude individuals with diagnosed mental health conditions. This protects participants from navigating unequipped experimental settings. The documentation emphasizes this limitation. This is a preventative relationship education initiative. It is not clinical therapy. Instead of crisis intervention, qualified participants receive evidence-based tools designed to enhance how you already communicate and regulate emotions. It is a proactive tool to future-proof a solid foundation. If your relationship is actively sinking, this is not the right life raft. Even after the 8 weeks of classes wrap up, your obligation to the study isn't over. You are required to complete online questionnaires at 3 specific milestones: before the class, after the class, and at a 3-month follow-up. That 3-month follow-up is critical. It proves to the researchers whether the tools actually worked long-term, meaning they rely on you answering their emails months after the course is done. Because you will be submitting deeply personal relationship data, all your information is kept confidential and protected using coded identifiers. Completing these extensive questionnaires on time is the actual payment you provide in exchange for the RM 2000 course. This chart shows the decision path you need to take right now. Ask yourself, is your relationship currently highly distressed? If the answer is yes, bypass this study and seek dedicated clinical therapy. If no, are you both between 20 and 35, living in Selangor or KL? If you don't fit that profile, look for online alternatives. If you do fit, you face the final test. Can you reliably commit 16 hours over 8 weeks, plus the follow-up surveys? If your schedules can't handle it, do not apply. But if you made it through every one of those filters, you qualify. With the October 2026 cohort approaching, you can secure your spot by scanning the QR code or contacting the lead researcher. The barrier to entry is intentionally high, but if you pass, you are trading your time for an elite, zero-cost opportunity to build your love story on the strongest possible foundation.